Welcome back. Well, 8K Miles reported a steady Q1 with revenue growth of 19% and 15% profit growth. Suresh Venkatachari, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of 8K Miles now joins us. Mr. Venkatachari, good morning. High double-digit percentage growth is what we have seen from your company, but the base effect will catch up now. What kind of growth numbers do you think you'll be able to report going forward?
We don't give any forward-looking guidance actually at this stage, but we can able to actually quarter on quarter we are showing a good growth for the last few quarters, and we expect to do the same in the next few quarters too.
Okay, but needless to say, the company will at least see 100% growth in their revenues and profits for the full year if you look at it on a year-on-year basis.
Historically, yes, we have done in the last 2 years, and I would think we could able to achieve with the current the model of pipeline what we have and the expected areas where we focus like a healthcare and pharma sector. We see a strong opportunities. As you know, the cloud transformation business is growing very big, and Amazon itself reported a huge last year sales, actually $5 billion, exceeding $5 billion on a segmented revenue on a cloud, Amazon cloud. So we see a great opportunity in this space. So as the cloud market getting matured, we see a good opportunity. The critical thing is the adoption, and the adoption has started happening in the enterprise market. This will drive our growth significantly. So we are scaling up our resources in terms of our technology delivery and also our SaaS modeling offer, and also in the sales and marketing. So we are putting all the right elements. So I hope we can able to achieve a better growth in the coming quarters.
You made 3 small acquisitions in a period of 6 months. Is that a strategy that you're going to follow even from here on in terms of further acquisitions?
Yes, we constantly look at for both organic and inorganic growth. Wherever, because the timing is a very, very critical here, because leadership position you can able to achieve very quickly, because the market, the window of opportunities are like the next 3 to 5 years. So we want to ramp up our growth. So we constantly look for an opportunity which can able to complement either our technology or our domain expertise. So we continue to focus on that. We constantly evaluate companies, but it is very difficult to find a good company. So we always wait for a good deal which could able to complement into our overall growth model.
Could you give us a sense what your balance sheet looks like? What's the current cash in your books? Considering you've done 3 acquisitions, as Anuj was pointing out, have you accumulated any debt at all in the last few months?
No, we have not actually, because like we did a warrant exercise in the past, so that helped us in terms of acquisition, and also we are generating a good cash flow from our income actually. So we don't have any debt right now.
What's the cash in your books?
So we have somewhere around, like the last quarter we generated somewhere close to around 10 odd crores we generated in the last quarter, and the overall we generated about close to this year we did about like more than 20 crores plus in the cash.
Okay. While your revenues have been going up by more than 100% on a year-on-year basis, your margins have been steady around that 30-31% mark. Is there any scope to improve your margins going forward?
Actually, if you really see today, we enjoy a better margin. Obviously, the reason is why we are maintaining a consistent margin is actually we are investing a lot on our research and development. Okay, we are basically building our product for the next line, and also we are investing heavily on our marketing, sales and marketing expenses. So that is another reason we really focus on high growth opportunity in terms of our revenues. Then substantially the margin will improve. So our goal for a margin improvement is actually through our managed services offering and a SaaS service offering. When we have just to give a simple example, we offer like a multiple SaaS product. One is like Easy IAM and a Cloud Easy RX. So that say Easy IAM can able to take 100,000 users, but today we only have about 30,000 users, but our infrastructure space and our people resources and our technology investment all handle for 100,000. So when we reach the scale, we will be able to enjoy much more profitable margin too.
So when will you reach that scale? Currently your margins are at 31%. How soon before we see an improvement in your margins? Give us some sense about the timeline as well as how much your margins could improve by.
We really look at the growth. See, the very significant the goal what we have is actually multiply our revenues as soon as possible. In the next 1 to 2 years, we want to double the similar kind of a model. So when we do that achievement, actually, then in the 18 months time period, we can able to see a significant start increasing in the profitability margin too. It's a very critical that we invest more on our sales and marketing. In fact, we added a lot of senior level leadership in the last quarter, and we continue to hire. Actually, this quarter also we bringing a healthcare specialist from one of the large firm, General Electric, actually to head our healthcare sales. So we are bringing a very, very senior level leadership to multiply our growth model. So as soon as we mature that, actually our leadership and our marketing and sales management and account growth, then we can able to see a good profitability enhancement.
Okay.
Comparing the industry standard today, we enjoy a decent margin actually on most of our services today.
Indeed, in fact, the market likes what you're saying. The stock is now trading higher, 7% higher. Would you have a number in mind in terms of the operating margin? If 30 to 31% is what you have been clocking for last few quarters, can it inch up to say 33, 34%? Is there any number in mind?
I wish I could say that, but I think because I think the reason why we are not emphasizing on the profit at this stage, okay, we want to maintain a consistent profit, but the very important is actually the space what we operate, and we have to become a leader actually in the space. That is the goal what we as our senior management team really attain to do that. And when you go like a small company like us at an exponential phase, we need to add invest on sales and marketing. So that is one of the reasons I couldn't able to give you a good indication. But however, if you see our trend as we grow, even though the percentage stays, but overall profitability increases for the company actually in the last 2 quarters also. So we would be able to give you probably some guidance as the market little mature for us, but we are seeing a really good activity in the cloud transformation market. There is a demand for security services. So we are seeing a lot of automation is happening actually. So anything as a service is a big need today. And as our Cloud Easy RX product get really mature, I think we can see a very, very significant improvement in our profitability margin.
Okay. One final question. You said that the company is always on the lookout for good deals, whether it's organic or inorganic. How will you fund any future acquisition? Will you be looking to raise some more money? Will the promoters be infusing any more money? Say you get a potential target to acquire. How will you fund it apart from the cash that you have on your books? What's the next way to raise money?
It's a very interesting question, right? Always say, so we look for companies of a different size actually. So if the size of the smaller company which we can able to support with our internal receivables, we would love to do that actually as a first priority. But if the size, some of the opportunities, what we look at it, even much larger opportunities. So we are not averse to any fundraise or generate through internal receivables, but we are very open. We look out for a right opportunity which can complement ourselves into the next league of a leadership position. So we are open for both options. We are getting ready ourselves, preparing ourselves ready for opportunity where we can able to acquire a large company into 8K miles.
Okay, can you give us some more color? You indicated that you're getting ready to acquire a large company into 8K miles. Have you already identified it? Have negotiations begun? What would be the potential size?
No, actually there is none. Actually, see, what I meant is actually we are constantly talking to many companies because there is a lot of players in the market who knows that we are acquiring and we are growing. So many players are actually coming and talking to us, right? So we don't jump into the transaction. What we do is we try to partner with them, explore their capability, technology capability, their scalability model, whether does it fit into our management style. So it takes a little longer process. So we at any given time, we have actually talked to 3 to 4 companies. Even for closing these earlier deals, it took a long time for us actually. So as of now, today, I don't have any letter of intent or signed up anything. So I don't have anything to announce to you, but we constantly engaging multiple companies right now in terms of doing a partnership. The first thing we do is let's work on a deal with a customer. So how does it, we'll see the team capability, the technology capability. And then if it makes sense, then we will take it into the next steps. So when I said that we are preparing ready is, we have acquired all smaller companies in the last few deals. Now we're really looking at see how do we scale much bigger because we have grown from the last 2 years. We've done from a 42 crores to 44 crores to like 122 crores. And in the first quarter, we did about 50 crores, which is significantly 40% of our previous year revenue. So we are growing the space. So we are really looking at like a sizable acquisition, which could help 8K Miles to scale, because like a lot of our partner like Amazon or Microsoft is actually trusting us, and they are actually pushing us to a bigger growth model. They are funding us in the marketing expansion and also lead generation. And we are offering a go-to-market strategy for a healthcare sector with our Cloud EasyRx platform. So we see a good opportunity. So that is one of the reasons we really look at for a little larger opportunity if there is something which can able to make sense to 8K Miles.
Okay, sir, we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining in. The stock is higher by 6.5%, so they clearly like what you're saying and the company's plans to increase their scale. So maybe the next time we'll hear from them will be when they do a largish acquisition, though nothing's on the cards right now. Time for a short break. We'll come back and speak to Mr. A.N. Gupta, the Chairman and Managing Director of Premier Explosives.